Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to jump in and have a little conversation about communication with our owners in real estate. Now, I'm going to talk about my own personal communication methods because everybody is going to be different, and it's important to remember that. But it's also important for you to have some sort of strategy around how you are going to effectively communicate with people whose biggest asset you are looking to transact. So, firstly, the one thing that I do is actually ask people in a listing presentation, in an appraisal, how they like to be communicated with. Because my idea of how I want to be communicated with and other people's is not the same, okay? So once I've got the go-ahead on how they like to be communicated with, then I will actually talk to them about what that looks like. So for instance, usually, unless they tell me otherwise, I would give all of my owners a call on Saturday as I'm leaving to the next open for inspection. I would let them know how many people came through the property, any sort of feedback that people had given me. I'll also let the owners know that at that point in time I won't have a huge amount of information to give them because I've been there for half an hour and I may have seen 10 couples, okay? But I also don't want to have really in-depth conversations with people in that scenario where there's 8 other couples looking at the same time. My own reasons for that as well. On a Monday, I will always give my owners a call between the hours of, say, 4 and 7. And the reason it's later on in the day is because I am spending most of the day actually talking to their buyers, getting contracts together, negotiating deals and things like that. So the idea of me being free prior to that point is probably slim to none. So after I've spoken to them on a Monday, I actually send the feedback that the buyers have given me to them. Now, in terms of that vendor report, as we call it, I add to it each week, and I think that's an important piece to add in here. And the reason that I do that is so that they have a holistic or an overall view on how their campaign's going and what the feedback is, including price feedback. And then on a Tuesday, I also send to the owners an updated comparative market analysis, because most people don't know what CMA is outside of the real estate world. And just so that they can really see what's been listed, what's sold over that last week, and we can really look at those properties and how the properties that have come to market may affect our campaign, and those that have sold, what they've sold for and why. I also send through all the stats and all the analytics. So how many people are searching and looking at your particular property online on each different website, and then how many people are inquiring, calling, emailing, SMSing, and then from all of that, how many people are actually coming through the property? How many people are inspecting it, whether that be private or open for inspection? Because that will tell us a lot about our campaign and whether or not we need to potentially change anything, which is not always price, by the way. That's a whole different video. And then what I like to do on a Wednesday, I prefer to have a face-to-face meeting, but that's not always doable for everybody. So I at least need to be able to have a 15-minute phone conversation with each party from that campaign. And the reason that I do that is so that we're all there together, we can actually have all the information and we can make the decision, okay? The other reason that I actually give all of my feedback and advice on a Tuesday is so that they've got a whole 24 hours to process that information. We're not always going to give them the information that they want to hear as a real estate agent, but we need to give the information to them that we know that they need, okay? All information. Let's not starve them, okay? And then we really discuss all of that information on a Wednesday. Absolutely everything. We discuss the advice that I've given them, okay? And what we are potentially going to change, if anything at all, okay? So there's my piece for the day. Firstly, communicate first and foremost. Ask people how they like to be communicated with, because everybody's a little bit different. My idea isn't of great communication isn't the same as the next person's. Make sure that you're giving them all the information that you possibly can, but make sure they know how that communication is going to happen as well, and that your expectations in that space are aligned. Have an amazing day.